viewers, hello, welcome back to another episode of the Complete Ajax playthrough, and my hair is a absolute mystery. I don't know what it's doing today. I'm just going to let it roam free. I don't like to suppress hair. That's been clear throughout my time on YouTube. I'm not a man that suppresses the hairdo that sits on top of my head. Now today we have a game against NAC, I think they're essentially known. I think NAC Breda maybe is a more official title for them though, and it's a game that we need to bounce back with and get ourselves a win. Our form is like so weird. We have games where we look really good. I'm talking really good, and then we have games where we just look poor. We've not won the end of the league for a couple of games, so I think the best thing to do is to get back into the league system and get ourselves a victory. I think next time we'll probably do 20 and Braga, but I just want to get a win under our belts in the league against a side that aren't very good, so we can get back on track, essentially, and that is what today is going to be all about then. So, if we take a look at the team, Onana's going to be in goal, Arajule maybe on the right-hand side, Veltman, Voba, Dix in the middle, we've got Sinkgraven, Van der Beek, Younes on one side, Zerk on the other, shown in behind Dolberg. And we're going to keep with this idea of wingers instead of inside forwards. I've never been, like in the history of me playing Football Manager, I've never been an inside forwards kind of guy. I've always been a winger kind of guy, and I know, because people tell me all the time, get inside forwards, Ben, play inside forwards, and I've never really enjoyed them all that much. I think what we want to do, though, is try and create a bit of an overload in those wide areas, especially with the wingers we've got at hand. We'd have a connection between these boys. They're not natural wingers, so our fullbacks aren't playing their natural fullback position either, which might be a problem. We've got too many players, perhaps, within our lineup, 5 only, in this setup, that are playing in their natural positions. Now, we could bring a player like Montari into this game, drop Sinkgraven out, and play him as a ball-winning midfielder, on defend, on support. I think support will probably give him the most natural of his roles, yeah. And at that point, you get a better core. I prefer the core to be on a perfect role, whereas the wide areas I can kind of be okay with. They've got a bit more creative freedom. It's not too much of a bother if they're not playing exactly how they used to playing, because if they're in those forward areas attacking, that's fine. Defensively, though, maybe it's something to think about, and we can actually play. We can play Voba as a defensive centre back. I mean, you look through the squad and you realise that actually some of these boys, if you could actually, Ben, you could just change a few bits and pieces and you'd be fine. So all of a sudden, I've gone from playing them without roles. And actually, the wingers is the only position that I think we should keep them out there playing like that. Well, that just took literally a minute, and I feel most improved with what's just got on. Dolberg is struggling a little bit for fitness, so there's a question mark over whether you should play him. I just want to get him to be as good as possible before we move clubs at the end of the season. Hopefully Ajax keep us in the job. I do fear a little bit that if that was the chair, if you could hear that there, I want everyone to be aware. There's a bit of a worry for me that if things don't start picking up pretty soon, then we're going to be moved on. I don't really want that to happen. We've got Senny here who can play on both sides. I've not played him too much so far this year, the Czech. He's very good, though. I think if we gave him more game time, he might be one of the keys to victory. But you've got Ziyech on that left-hand side. You just feel like he's so much more complete that you've got to keep him in there. And I guess we'll see how we get on. This winger thing might not work. It might not be the final solution to the problems that we've had so far this season. But hopefully it will be. Worth noting, by the way, I have full face packs on now. I think these players would be fine anyway. But yeah, just in case people are wondering. People will then no doubt ask where you're getting your face pack from. I'm using the cutout faces from Sort It Out SI. I will leave a link in the description because people will definitely ask. If I haven't left a link in the description, please tweet me so I make sure I do it, because sometimes I do forget, and then I feel bad when I look at the comments in about an hour's time and there's about 10 of them saying, you didn't link the face pack, where's the face pack? So yeah, do let me know. Right then, we're playing NAC. And it's the sort of game that I think we should be dominating. 5 minutes and we have an early chance. It's played in. Veltman has a header on goal. It's nearly kept in. And yeah, no goal for us, but a good early start at least. And yeah, we need to try and dominate games. I think when you're Ajax in the Eredivisie, I don't know about you folks, but you've got this idea that against sort of the bottom 10, every game should be extraordinarily routine. I feel like in some games that's not been the case. We've not been dominating games, and I've not really found a tactic yet this year to dominate games. We've not had like high-scoring victories in the league yet this year. I think the most might even be like a 3-0 if memory serves correctly, which it's not amazing, is it? We've not had too many droppings, you know, and I want to try and have more of those if possible. So we've got the ball whipped in from a corner, and it'll surprise you to hear, folks. That's not what I wanted right there. It's not total football here at Ajax, is it? I do not understand. I know what people are going to be saying. Sort your set pieces out. I mean, I might actually just, next episode might be 1 game and 20 minutes of set pieces, because it's getting ridiculous now. And I'm sure there's lots of people watching who are saying, I've sorted my set pieces out. I know what's good. if you are one of those people, feel free to let me know in short. I don't want to read an essay of how set pieces could be improved, but clearly it's a problem for me, both attacking and defensively. I need to figure out what's going on. Maybe if I can read some of the comments and work around that, then that would be good. I could sort of take bits from each person to what I think would be good. I'm going to bin the winger system. I was speaking so highly about it, but I feel like they shouldn't be playing like that. Tactics-wise, we're trying to exploit the flank. We're trying to look for the overlap. We're going to do less of that, I think, at this point, because we're playing the side forwards. We'll keep retaining possession, shorter passing. We're going to push up slightly higher, and we're going to close down more. And we're going to try and get a little bit more aggressive in our play. We're already attacking as well, so hopefully it pays off. I'm not happy at all, though. 3rd place, 12 games. Like, we've played a lot more. This would be our 4th defeat in 12. And I think we can all agree that as Ajax manager, that ain't very good. So whatever happens here, let's just make sure we don't lose. This was supposed to be a game in which things started to go slightly better, and that's just not been the case. Even with Ajax, I'm struggling. I mean, I don't know what's going on with me this year. There's quite clearly issues in the matrix of my Football Manager playing. Although actually in recent episodes, I seem to recall that we've come back from behind a few times, as shown. Slides through. No, Dolberg was there, mate, so you should have passed to him, because he would have probably done better than what you just did there. We are away from home, but I don't think we can take anything from that. Again, they're not one of the good sides in the division. They should easily be beatable. Our team should be far better. And while, and I was going to say something there which is just false. I was going to say, they're not as good as they... I mean, there's tactically getting it wrong, and then there's that, and that, not something I can do much about. Dolberg's going out on the left, Benedetto's coming on. In fact, Dolberg's not going out on the left. We're changing that around. He's not fit enough to be on the team sheet, so he comes on. Kluivert got his first cap for Holland, so he's going to start, and David Neres is going to come back in, and we've got half an hour. Oh, the viewers, this is, don't edit these ones. These are just straight up, no cuts. And if I could do, I would go away and I'd go and punch a wall or something, and then I'd return feeling hopefully happier, probably in more pain, if anything. But we'll keep watching. We'll keep spectating. I'm livid. Honestly, we'll skip this. I don't know what's going on. Make the changes. 2-0 down. 2-0 down. What's wrong with this? This should be fine. Should be fine, in theory. There shouldn't be any problems with this. And do you know why I say that? I played this last year very successfully. Very successfully. Whereas this year, nothing that I was doing last year works. I know it's a new game, but I want there to be a little bit of crossover. And there doesn't seem to be any with sort of attacking, possession-based tactics that were so good for me last year. So I'm kind of just sort of at a loss now, viewers. And we're going to be sacked as Ajax manager if this carries on. Schoen plays it back to Van der Beek. I mean, unless the comeback starts now. But I've got to say, hope is limited. As Benedetto, I mean, it's poor goalkeeping. We're back in the game. If we somehow win this, and it's a reverse of the famous bottle job, then that'd be great. But I'm not overly confident if I'm completely honest. Schoen's on it now. Back to Van der Beek. And I mean, it's a nice way to score a goal. Montari's assist. Benedetto. I've put him in for Dolberg, and he's got the goal. You can't complain. The goalkeeper hasn't used his arms, but these things happen, I guess. Like, a point is a must. Oh, they've got an attacking throw in. Like, if we win this back encounter, there we go. Van der Beek's on it. I mean, if we win this game, then my attitude will change dramatically, viewers. But so far, I'm feeling rather sombre about today's game. Montari's on it, out to this left-hand side. It's not good, is it? Tackle him then. Go on, Kluivert, have a go. Well, you've got it back. Somewhat fortunately, your dad would score from there. It's crossed in. He scored from there. I mean, the chances of that are pretty slim, I feel like. This has been a bizarre game. We've seen one incident where we've kicked it, and I don't really know what's going on. I've jokingly said your dad would have scored from there, as he's 45 yards out, and well, he has. He actually has scored. Well, there we go then. Your dad would score a hat-trick in this game, I would imagine. We'll literally try anything at this point. Yeah, Patrick Kluivert would have scored loads by now. ball played in, it's headed at goal, Voba scored, and who was expecting that? I think it was the moment in which I sort of opened up the tactics and went, this should work, and then everyone went, good point. And there we are then, 3-2 up, out of nothing, it feels like. At this point, viewers, we could throw it away, which would be very me, wouldn't it? I mean, we'll see what occurs. This is what we were looking for, though. I think he's got so much space through the middle, it is terrifying. Do you want to run with him? Or no? No, let's not run with him then. Although it's quite clearly obvious. Oh, because everyone's going, oh, you put push higher up on, and we're attacking. Look, we've got 3 goals. We might as well go for a 4th and just win it 4-3. Thierry Ambrose, by the way, is causing me lots of pain. I've used Thierry Ambrose in saves before, not this year, but in recent saves. And I love that, by the way. That does look a little bit bullshit. Like, I mean, I'm not happy with what we've just seen there, and I'll tell you why. Right, we'll watch it again in a slightly slower motion, I think. How do we speed this? Speed this down a little bit. So look, this is my issue with the situation. Excuse me, I've got a bit of a blocked nose. So our defender runs back, not really needed to run back. We could have played offside there. We're not actually playing on offside track, to be fair. Voba is young. He's a little bit inexperienced, but he essentially runs back to play him onside. When initially he's offside, then he cannot keep up with the pass. I mean, that's my biggest gripe there, if I'm honest. Oh, dear. Dear, oh, dear, oh, dear. And now, oh, well, I mean, to give me a win. Oh, hello, Benedetto. It's got to be Benedetto. Come on, you're a seasoned professional. Oh. No, not a seasoned professional. Okay. Where's Huntelaar? He's not on the bench. I didn't select him. Didn't think I'd need him, frankly, for a game of this nature. There's about 5 minutes to go. We're going to change things. We're going to go slightly more direct. We're going to more direct passing late in the game. Higher tempo, perhaps. Much more pressing. Oh, what's the box? No, just look. Just play a little bit more direct. I think that's what we're going with 4 minutes to go. No, corner kick. Last chance of the game. Set pieces have been the death of me. This has been a fascinating exploit into exploit. That's the wrong word. A fascinating expedition. I don't know if that's what I meant. I meant a word beginning with E. It's been a shambles. Passionately say nothing like that. I'd certainly say not good enough. I think the goal, their second goal. What do you do about that? Hey? Is that my fault? Don't feel like it's my fault. So there we are then. That's going to bring us to the end of today's episode. This was supposed to be a routine win to get us back on track. Well, we didn't lose, I guess. We're on an unbeaten streak of 3. We'll say that much. Yeah, next time though, the Europa League group stuff, we are through. So I don't think there's that much value in showing you much more of that. But what we will do though is come back for 20 and probably, actually yeah, we'll do that. We'll do 20 in Braga. So we'll do the final group game because that might decide who's top. And then a double header against PSV in both the Eredivisie and the Dutch Cup. That sounds wonderful. Okay, so if you're looking forward to that and you enjoyed this video, do leave a like. If you want to see some more, subscribe to the channel. And corners and that, let me know. I'm just feeling a bit sad, viewers. Just a bit sad.